Hi, my name is Ruth Guest, and I'm on a mission to discover just how far AI and advanced technology can improve our society's mental health and well-being. In 2020, like millions of people, my therapy sessions moved online. And it did work well for some people, but for me, I didn't like it. I felt that it lacked connection, flow, resolution. I wasn't able to pick up on the micro expressions that we have in communication, body language, nuances in face to face conversation that we usually have. And it didn't work for me. And I knew I wasn't the only one who felt this way. And then it made me think, right, well, if I can actually afford therapy, there's thousands of people who actually can't afford it and don't have access to therapy. Well, there must be a solution. So this was around the same time that I was doing my master's in cyber psychology, and one of the topics we always talked about was how can presence be achieved online? And because I was going through this personal thing of not being able to feel connected with my therapist, but then also researching it, I want to ask this question of how can we connect and how can we achieve empathy through the limitations and boundaries of the technology that we use. Because connection is fundamental to the human experience. To be seen and to be heard is what it means to be human. I'm obviously a big advocate for therapy, but why am I going in the first place? I want to be as vulnerable as possible with you and share my story, just so you have an idea of where I'm coming from. So let's rewind back to 1993. I was born in Dublin, Ireland, and I had a pretty happy childhood until I didn't. There was a series of unfortunate events that occurred to me. So there was an untimely death of someone I knew, family feuds, bullying, and so much more. All of this led to severe anxiety, agoraphobia, disordered eating, and essentially an existential crisis. I was only 10 or 11. And because I was so young, I didn't have the vocabulary or the ability to describe how I was feeling. So I just hid it all away. Now, it all came out in my teenage years and I became a bit of a rebel. And then in my 20s, I went on this path of self discovery and this journey of finding out, you know, why is it that I do what I do? Why do I act this way? Why does this person act this way? The basic psychology, right? And so I started therapy. So obviously for me, therapy was an absolute game changer, and it's given me the tools to be more insightful and has allowed me to be more vulnerable. So I'm able to share my story with others because I know it might help them. So this is where my love for therapy came from. Fast forward to 2020, when I was going to those sessions online, I quit because I didn't think it was beneficial. But I thought of a solution in the meantime, and that solution is sersha.ai. Now, before we get into sersha.ai, I'd like to just remind you that I don't believe that human connection and empathy can be completely replicated by technology. We can't replace the essence of what makes us human. What we can do is we can try and mimic it to the point where it can help people. And that's the point I want to get to. Sersha stands for freedom in Irish, and we want to give people the freedom to go do what they love and live their best life. There's a lot of interest in this journey, and this is why I wanted to film this. I'm going to be recording the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs of building this business, and I want to speak to the experts to interview them as well. So if you're interested in joining me on this journey, please subscribe, send it to your friends, and I will see you guys in 2023 for a very busy and jam-packed year.